4 deep. Welcome to a new episode of the Woolly Thistle Shopcast. I'm your host Corinne. I'm a Scot living here in America, and if you love woolly wool, then you're in the right place, because the Woolly Thistle focuses on yarns with a story from the old countries and minimally processed and woolly wool. So that's what we do here. So thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, hello, you're very welcome. And if you've been before, thanks for coming back. So let's just get on and see what we have here. So it's warm here and I'm wearing a very woolly hat right now. So let me show you this right away. This is the Belvrade hat designed by Rita. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her last name, but we'll put it there. And you can see that it's got this lovely lace design on the border. So it's knitted as a hat. Often it's a triangular hap, and a hap is a Shetland term for shawl. So it's got the triangle garter stitch body, and then it's got this lovely lace repeat, and then you apply the border at the end. Really lovely knit. I would like to knit this again, and I knitted mine. It's blowing out a little bit with the window, the light coming in the window. Over here is more what it looks like. This is very dark brown, and it is of course Birlinn yarns 4-ply from Birlinn yarn, and hopefully our picture will stay on the wall today. So those are the sheep. This is their wool. This is their yarn, and it comes from Meg on Ravelry, which is in the Outer Hebrides of Scotland, and we have a lovely order of this coming. It's had quite the journey to get here. It's not here yet, but we do think that it's well on its way. So now you can see that border. It's a lovely, lovely design. Very pretty. I enjoy wearing this a lot, and it's in her 4-ply. A beautiful knit. I actually think it was designed for blacker yarns, and I do think it's even a free pattern. You might want to go check that out. So I wanted to show you that because we do have Birlinn yarns coming. We have a large order coming from Ravelry, from Meg of Birlinn yarns, and it definitely is trains, planes and ferries and all kinds of stuff to get it here. And I know that there was quite a lot of adventure happening with getting the yarn just off the island of Ravelry over onto Uist, and then from Uist onto the main island of Scotland. And then from there, I think it went all the way to Cincinnati. So it took a while to get on the ferry because I think somebody left their position with the courier, or the courier is a one-man show and he's gone. So Meg had quite a few trials and tribulations just even getting it off of Ravelry, but it did go, and it's coming to us via Cincinnati now. And as soon as we have that, we're hoping to put that in the shops. So if you're at all interested in yarns from Birlinn yarns from Ravelry, then be on the lookout because they'll be here with us soon. 100% pure Hebridean wool. This is the peaty brown, gorgeous label. And the name Birlinn yarns comes from this little boat, which you'll recognize as sort of a Viking boat. And these are smaller than a traditional Viking boat would have been. And they were used to go between the islands. And so her sheep are often transported by boat to the other islands to graze for the summer. So Birlinn yarns is the name. Right, so, you know, we'll have 100% peachy brown, which is her 100% Hebridean. And then she blends with some cheviot, which is another really Scottish wool, to get grey. And there's a couple of greys. I don't have them here. This is just what I pulled from my own stash, which is gorgeous. And then she has quite a few dyed colours, which will be on the blend of cheviot and Hebridean. And then on the back you've got an old map, and the Gaelic name, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce, and then all the information you need to know about your wool. So we'll have quite a few colors. We will have her speckled hen, which is the Hebridean and Cheviot plied together, which I really, really love. I knitted my husband a hat in that. I'll need to see if I can find it and bring that in to show you. So yeah, I just wanted to share this, that this is coming. We don't get it very often. And when we do, it's sort of an event. So be on the lookout. The last time we had this, it went in the selection box back in November. So yeah, we haven't had it for a long time, and I think this will be it for the year. I don't think we'll be getting any more after this for this year, because there's only so much. Right, so let's see. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that because I'm very excited that Birlinn Yarns is coming back. That's always a real treat. So let's talk about the winner from the last episode. All you need to do to be in the running to win is leave us a comment, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And the winner this time, and she wins a $25 gift certificate, is Margaret. And her comment to us was, "I'm so excited for your new pattern for your cardigan. I've always wanted to steek a sweater, but never knew how, and can't wait to get your pattern. Thank you so much for sharing." Ooh. So yes, that's a great segue into talking about my next thing here. But before I do, congratulations, Margaret. That's the only name that was on your YouTube comment. So if you are Margaret, please send us an email to info@thewoollythistle.com. Put winner all in capitals in the subject line, and that way we can pick you out and get you your prize, which is a $25 gift certificate. So yeah, do join in, leave a comment on this episode, subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and you will be entered to win a gift certificate next time. All right, so what am I knitting on? I don't have any FOs to show you. I'm so sorry. Right now I am pretty deep into knitting a new design that I'm working on, and I haven't got a name for it yet. But this is what I have so far, and this was the second rendition, and there is a third that was ripped out and reknitted into this. And then I ripped a lot of this out, and it's now this. So a lot of knitting goes into what I design because I'm very visually, I need to see it. Although I'm getting better with just the math of it and trusting the math, but I do like to see it knitted up in real time. This is going to be a really, really great knit. One of the other reasons I kept this second version for you is to show you the size. So this, yeah, I ripped out, I don't have under the arms, but anyway, so this is pretty big. This fit right across my shoulders, and there was a lot of extra fabric under the arms. Being a raglan, it's going to go like this. But then, you know, if you keep going like this to get to the width you need around your bust, it's going to be really big in the sleeves. And that is the way the vanilla is. It's shaped and sized to be loose fitting, and that's fine. And it's also a nice 4-ply, and we knit it at a very drapey gauge. So all of that hangs well. But I'm using Vams from Rauma, which is their worsted Aran weight. This is a really nice fluffy yarn, loosely plied. And it's got quite a bit of air in it, and it's going to be a lovely, lovely garment when it's finished. And it comes in many colors, and I do believe we're getting more colors, more brand new colors to the line. So that's timely. So, but this is a thicker garment, thicker weight fabric. I'm not knitting it to have so much drape like the vanilla sweater. I'm actually knitting it to be more fitted, and to play with a few techniques that I think you will enjoy, and I'm certainly enjoy coming up with it and knitting it. So I don't know if you can tell, but right away, this is a more fitted piece compared to this, right? And that's because I'm knitting the top piece, which includes up until under the arms. I'm knitting this to measure my upper bust. So basically where the line of this shirt is. Usually, more often, we're knitting it to maybe more this line, which is your fullest bust, but I've measured my upper bust, which is more flat and in line with my shoulders, because I want this to be fitted. And as a result, the sleeves have much less fabric in them. And I've had to then accommodate for the girls by using increases. So once you get down here, we are increasing the stitch count in the front with increases. So I've tried this on, it fits really well. And of course you will be seeing that we have a steek, right? This is a cardigan that's going to be steeked. And so what I'm doing is I'm purling all the stitches except the middle one. And that is giving you your cutting line, right? That's your runway. You're going to cut right in between these two V's, or in between the legs of the V, to be more accurate. And then this will naturally just fold back, and you can pick up your stitches for your button band. Oh, so much going on. I love it. So we did raglan. We shaped for the neck. And then we stopped doing the raglan when it fit us under our arms. Then we added on stitches to get around. And then we're adding on more stitches. There you can see that as we go down, we're increasing stitches. And so that gives you room for the girls. And then we knit down, and then we start to do a little bit of waist shaping. And as I've talked about before, I'm not doing them on the side. We're doing them right where they should be, which will give us a 3D finished object and not a 2D. And then they're also going to be, or they are in the back here. You might be able to see some. And we will finish shaping that out, and then we'll do the edging, and then we'll pick up the sleeves. So I've knitted this. I think I'd knitted it further than this the last time we spoke. I'd knitted one sort of further down, was not happy with it. There was just too much fabric in it up here. So I ripped that out and then knitted this with different, I went with different counts and things, and it was still too much. And so in the last 2 weeks, I've pretty much knit 2 bodies, ripped them out, ripped one out. Yeah, so this is going to be, I think, it's going to be a cardigan, but it could almost also perhaps double as a little jacket, sort of like these guys. Have you noticed? We've got the star cardi here, and this is mine. This is the one I knitted. And it's funny, I always thought that this bouncer here was the same size as me, but it turns out she's bigger than me because I can close this on me. I never measured her, I just assumed. And then the little one over here, this one was knitted for Donna. Of course, Donna Kay is the designer of this beautiful cardigan, and it is a cardigan, but you can also wear it sort of like a little jacket, and that's what I tend to do. And you can't have too much color work. So the tapestry cowls are sitting there just to dress them up a little bit more, because otherwise you'd just be looking at, the dolly neck thing, and why do that? So the tapestry cowls are there. This is the 7 color, and this is the 2 color one. And so let me tell you about the star cardi, because just yesterday, as of recording this, we released the star cardi as a free pattern when you purchase $85 of Jamieson & Smith 2-ply. So now you can get the pattern free. You just have to buy enough yarn, and then you can choose your buttons as well, and you can sort of just do it a la carte. So you need the yarn, the pattern, and the buttons, and when you buy enough yarn, you get the pattern for free. The pattern is not available on its own. You have to buy the yarn to get that deal. So we hope you like that. And we have lots of little buttons that you can choose from. They're 11 millimeters wide, which is the perfect size for the star cardi. So be sure to look at all our selections of little buttons. So I hope you like seeing the star cardis there. It's really, really great to see some of the combinations you guys are putting together. We are getting more stock of Jamieson and Smith as fast as we can, as often as we can. And so it's going to be up to you to decide what colors you want to work with based on what we have available. We are hoping to get more of the blues in, and I think we're still waiting for more of the gray black combo to come in too. But you can make up your own, and we've seen some lovely combos going out. And I wanted to show you some new buttons we just got in as well. Look, can you see that? So these are 15 millimeters, so they're slightly bigger. Not much though, I think you could still use them. And that's a lovely wee bee on there, very pretty. And then we got the, oh, I forget what this says, whatever, it's a Celtic knot type thing, and it's got the tri piece of the name in there. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but these are also 15 millimeters. And then lastly, we got we have these in both sizes. This is the bird in the tree, and I don't know if you can see the bird. It kind of gets blurry if I hold it too close. But the bird in the tree, and then we have this in the 11 millimeters too. So these are some new buttons that we have. We're really, really enjoying the pewter buttons. So these are all pewter, non-toxic, and they're gonna, I think they're gonna last a good long while. And we will continue to stock up on those, and when we see new ones that they come out with, we will be sure to get them too. Just jumping back a little bit, because I want to tell you about Vams, which is from Rauma. This is their worsted Aran weight. So worsted weight typically will have between 190 and 240 yards per 100 grams, or Aran is usually about 140 to 190 yards per 100 grams. So this is sort of right in there in the middle, because this is 180 per 100. So it's right in between the worsted and the Aran weight. And I suppose depending on the needles you use and the gauge you get, it will change up the gauge you're getting. I'm going to be knitting with this one soon. I can't wait. Really lovely. Lots of colors. And like I said, I think more colors are coming. I have a bucket down here now to put my stuff so that I don't drop it on the floor, hopefully. Here's some more colors. Oh, look at just spring, right? Ooh, lovely. So that's that. And I'm knitting the cardigan at a gauge of 18 stitches per 4 inches. And I want to say a typical worsted weight is knitted anywhere between 16 and 20 stitches in a 4-inch square. So we're right in there. For those of you that tuned in last week, thanks so much for your comments about enjoying the little bit I did about Jamieson and Smith and Jamieson's Spindrift. I think a lot of you appreciated that. And we talked about the differences and the similarities. And if you want to see that specifically, you can watch the video here, which is a snippet from last time. So currently in the shop, we have just 2 pre-orders, which feels like nothing because we go through these periods of time where everything feels like a pre-order. But we have Shetland Wool Adventures Journal, Volume 1 and 2, both are on pre-order, and they're coming soon because it's already the middle of May as I'm recording this, and we're expecting them to release to us near the end of May. So we should be getting those very soon, and then we'll be shipping them right out to you right away. So if you want to buy anything to come with that order, you should get on that, and you can ask us to combine your orders so that you get the free shipping and things like that. We're happy to do that. Pom Pom number 37 will be out at the beginning of June, and we're taking pre-orders for that right now. We did get a couple of books, very popular books back in the shop. I'm not sure how many we have left or if they'll be left when you see this, but The Shepherd's Life by James Rebanks. This always does really well. We have that. Oh, we also have Beatrix Potter's autobiography as well. That always sells out, so maybe we don't have that, but we did just get that in. I love this one, 50 Ways to Help Save the Bees. This is by Sally Coulthard, who I think wrote The Secret Life of Bees. This is such a lovely wee book with illustrations and really useful little bits and bobs about how you can help bees in your area, which I like. So we have that. And we got this old gem back into patterns for Guernseys, jerseys, and errands. And this is a real old timer book. The paper even looks yellowed, and I'm sure that's by design. But yeah, you get some history and you get some patterns. So if you don't know, jerseys or Ganseys were are very popular around the UK, and they would have lots of very textured motifs on them, just using knits and pearls really. And so you could tell where a fisherman might have come from, or you know, what family he belongs to based on some of the patterns. So there'd be some sort of messaging knitted in to the Gansey, but more than that, it was knitted with a very high twist yarn that was very tight and, you know, could almost be described as ropey, because this had to keep the wind away from the fishermen, you know, so it was a barrier against wind and water as well, because they're out there at sea and they're getting wet and cold. So they would use a special yarn called Gansey yarn. And of course, we have stocked this for a long time, and lots of you have knit with it. And I'm talking, of course, about frangipani, which comes on cones. 500 gram cones. Let me just, yes, 500 grams. So there's next to my head. It's about head size. And it's a lovely label. 100% pure British wool from sheep raised in the English countryside, worsted, spun, and dyed in Yorkshire exclusively for frangipani. So worsted spun, so right then you know that the fibers are aligned, and then it's sort of a 5-ply, so there's 5 of these going into the yarn, being twisted in, and it is a tightly spun yarn. You can sort of see it's thin. And I think some people find that, you know, knitting with this can be a little sore on your hands because of that tight spin. There might not be as much, there's not as much spring. There definitely is a little, like knitting with cotton would be more bothersome for me than knitting with this. I think it's all perspective though, depends what you're used to. But anyway, so it's got a very smooth feel because it's worsted spun. It's got 5 plies, so it's very round, which means those textured knits and purl bumps will really have relief, which is what you want in a Gansey. So one of these would probably knit you, now this is about 1200 yards, so it would knit you, you know, a small lady size sweater. Most people end up buying 2. And we certainly stock enough that you can get the same dye lot. We're very careful to try and make sure that we have enough stock of the same dye lot in for people who need to buy multiples. But it comes in all kinds of colors. This one here is Cinder, I want to say. Yep, this is Cinder. And I didn't bring them all here. There is, of course, just the cream Aran color, which is that lovely cream. And that would make a lovely Gansey. This is their navy, and there's a dark navy as well. This is just navy, which is slightly lighter than the dark navy, which makes sense. And I brought you this lovely pink one just to show you some, sorry about the crinkling. This pink one just to show you the lovely colors that they do. So I think we've got 20 odd colors in this. And I really like this color. I like pink. Yeah. So, and what's nice about this is no joins, you know, unless you have to go into the second cone, but then it's just one join. And you can pop this on the floor next to you and you just pull your yarn, you know, right off, and it doesn't roll around or get lost or dirty on the floor. So that's nice. Yeah, we like working with frangipani. They're really nice and their yarns are really good. And we only supply the cones because we figure people are knitting whole sweaters with them. So yeah, so that's that. I wanted to point those out to you, and that we have a pretty good stock of all the colors right now. Let me mention our Facebook group and our Ravelry group. I want to make sure you know that we have both of those places available to you where our knitters come together Ravelry is usually where we host most of our knit alongs. Facebook as well. If you're knitting along with us on something, you can certainly chit chat away in there. Facebook's more just sort of a drop in though, but it is a private group and we have lovely conversations over there. There's a lot of nice people there and in Ravelry, and some are in both and some are in one and not the other. So I just wanted to remind you that that's available to you and to go pop in whichever one is your preference or both. And you can drop photos there and ask questions and just, you know, get to know some of our customers there. So that's that. And we are still taking names for knitting buddies. So if you want a knitting buddy or to be in a group of knitting buddies, just pop over to our Ravelry group and there's a thread in there for knitting buddies, and we will get you signed up if you leave your name there for us or your Ravelry handle, and we'll get you matched up. So that was something we did in response to COVID and all that craziness, and we're keeping it going because our groups are still going, and I know that some people are still hoping to join a group. So that's good. Yeah, so I just wanted to mention those. And what else do we have going on? Thank you for the Bichet et Bouche, the B&B love. Those have been selling really well. We've got another order in with them. They're in France. Their yarn is spun in Scotland. It's Scottish lamb's wool and it's gorgeous. I don't have any here with me to show you, but if you wanted to see all the colors, you can, and it's maybe over here or over here, I don't know, but you can click and go look at all the colors as I show you them. So that's nice. And they're selling really well. And we also got their mohair. So you can pair their wool with mohair and get a really nice fluffy finished object. We're sticking with the 4-ply for now, which is their Le Petit lamb's wool. And maybe we'll go into their heavier weights sooner than later. We don't know yet. We haven't decided. And then we also had Lichen and Lace land. Here we go. You'll recognize these lovely labels maybe. They're so unique. She always just sews her labels closed like this, which is great. So we got Lichen and Lace's rustic yarn, and it's sports weight. It's a single ply. And it is basically very Canadian wool. Oh, look, my nails. The yarn sniffer, for those of you who remember. I think we've only got a couple of sets left of this. Yarn sniffer is this lovely purple, which matches Lichen and Lace's lavender. So there you go. Anyway, I digress. So there is, let's see, 215 yards per skein, and the skeins are 56 grams. And this is a lovely single ply yarn from Canada. It's actually from Briggs & Little, which is the oldest Canadian mill in Canada. So it's the oldest mill in Canada. And it's up there in New Brunswick, which is sort of directly north of where I am here in New Hampshire. And I'm hoping to get more Briggs & Little in itself. But you know, we are really enjoying having this lovely dye job put on their sport weight by Lichen and Lace. So we have a lovely cream and we have a lovely blue called Lake. And you know, this stuff really does have a rustic handle. People use the word rustic to describe anything that's not merino, I think sometimes. This to me is rustic. This actually is really hardy. It'd be good for mittens and maybe a nice sweater, an outer layer. You're probably not going to enjoy this so much next to skin, I would think, you know, next to your neck. But I don't know. I'm actually very not sensitive. I'm an insensitive soul. So I can wear pretty much anything next to skin and it doesn't bother me. I love these colors. Beautiful dye job on these. They are hand dyed, and so there is going to be variations or variegations in the finished skeins. So you do want to be careful about that if you're knitting a project. Look at that. That is such a pretty color. It's like the sea. This one's called Frost. Talking of the sea, tomorrow my family and I are going to head off in the car and go to the coast. I'm not sure if we're going to Massachusetts or New Hampshire yet, but I miss the sea. And so we are going to go visit the sea and walk along the beach and get some fish and chips and an ice cream and just spend the day doing that, which I'm really, really excited about. We don't do that often enough. And with spring coming now, the weather is warming up a little bit. It's not beach weather, of course, but it's good walking weather, and you just can't beat being by the sea. I definitely am a land lubber. Like, I don't want to be out in a boat particularly. I like being on land. And I like looking out at the sea and throwing things in and splashing around and watching the dog run around. It'll be her first time seeing the ocean, which will be really, really fun. I want to be sure and share with you this gorgeous yarn. This is Blackguard Jacob. This is Marlstone, and it's taken, it's all Jacob 100%, but it's taken the dark fleece and spun it, and then taken the cream fleece and spun it separately, and then marled them together. And this light gray is called Marlstone. And then they do the same thing with a darker section, and this is called Granite. And both of these are sort of marls, and they're just lovely. And we have the Marlstone in 4-ply and DK, and then we have the Granite just in 4-ply left. This yarn is very, very, I think this is soft. It's lovely. No smell. So that's fine. But this is lovely. This is very squishy and just would make a really nice shawl or hat. There is actually a really nice sweater design, and we'll put a picture of it here with the designer details. And we'll make it so that we'll put it in the show notes so you can link on it, click on it to see the pattern in Ravelry. It's lovely. So I want to make sure you're seeing this. We do have a little bit of their dyed colors left too, and those sold really well. But we have a lot of this left because I bought a lot because I really like it. So I wanted to let you know that we have that. And to make sure you give it a good look, it's really gorgeous. And it goes really well with the dyed colors too, or on its own. I like it on its own. All right. Also from Blackguard, I just want to give you the heads up that this is coming. We have a little bit of this in the shop right now, but we're getting more. This is their Lioness in 4-ply and their Lioness in DK. Lioness is their 50-50 wool linen blend. It's just gorgeous. I have a sweater I knitted in the DK, I want to say. I have to check that. I'll check that and I'll show you next time. But the more you wear it, the more you wash it, the softer and softer it gets. And what's nice is when you're knitting with just straight up linen, it can be pretty rough on your hands. But with this being a wool blend, there's that spring in it that is gentler on your hands. I really enjoyed knitting with it. So we have this, especially with warmer months coming. I know that some of you will be looking for that. So that is coming. We also got a huge top up of all of Marie Wallin's yarns, and there's 20 colors now. And I have some are all here. I just want to show you. Oh, look at these. These are two of our newest colors. The purpley one here is Thistle, and this bluey gray is Corn Cockle. It's actually like a purpley violet bluey gray, I want to say. It's lovely. It's perfect. And yeah, so we did get a huge order in. These are all her colors. Sorry, I can't show you them very well. And we have sold out of some of the colors because all the kits that went out depleted just a few colors like wood. And I know that quince and O'Donnell are getting really low. So we are getting more. There's another order in, and hopefully that will be here quite soon so that we can get those colors back in that you need, or that need to be in stock in order to, fill the kits. So the Primrose here is a lovely, lovely sweater. And when we do have all the colors in, that always sells really well. That's the O'Donnell. I love this pink. This is Blossom. And what's the other pink that I really like? Right here. Foxglove. Really lovely and pretty. Oh, I don't know. Are you a pink or a blue person? I think blues always do really well. Look at, these are her blues. How pretty is that? Wonder. Oh, that's so nice. That's corn cockle. Right, so much fun to be had with all of this, isn't there? So let me think. Henrietta. Henrietta now has a little friend. Her name is Myrtle, and she's gorgeous. Hi. Hello. She is so pretty, isn't she? So this is a design by Ella Austin. It's on Ravelry. And when I knitted my Henrietta up there in Rauma Strict Garn, I didn't pay any attention to the yardage because, you know, that's me. And I just knitted it. But when I showed off Henrietta, everybody thought she was very lovely, which she is. And so we thought we'd put together kits. I didn't know how much, because it's not the yarn that's called for in the pattern, I wanted to be sure of what the yardage actually was. And I wasn't sure if it was 1 in 1 or 2 in 1. And it turns out that it is 2 of the main color and 1 of the contrast color. And only, you know, a very little bit for that red lovely comb that Myrtle here has. So Myrtle belongs to Bonnie Glass, who is a customer, and she is also one of our Ravelry moderators in our group there. And we thank her very much for helping keep our Ravelry space happy, and also for knitting this, and she kept track of her yardage, so now we know what needs to go in the kits. She also has excellent eye placement abilities because Myrtle is super cute, and it's all because of those eyes. Henrietta looks slightly demented next to her, which is why she's on the shelf. I need to figure out the eyes. So what we did, we are now offering accessory kits. So basically you buy your whatever colors you want in Rauma Strict Garn, you buy 2 in 1, and then you can add on the accessory kit, which will give you 10 grams, which is more than enough to knit the comb, the 2 eyes, and a woolly thistle tote bag, which is really nice. So you can add that on, and you do have to buy the pattern from Ella Austin over on Ravelry, or wherever else she sells her pattern, and then you're ready to go. And of course, I think Bonnie is now knitting Myrtle in reverse and using the leftovers of the blue to be the main body and the gray to be the, you know, the reverse motif, which is kind of cool. And we think that there's more than, you know, there's like 3 times what you need to knit the comb in the kit. So, you know, you can knit another one, or you can, you know, screw up and you still have plenty more left to do. So we hope you like that. We are very much enjoying Myrtle visiting here. She's very, very cute. And of course, some people can, you know, stuff her and then put a brick in there, and she's a lovely doorstop. Or you can put, like I did, a bag of beans in there to give her just some upright heft. Myrtle doesn't have anything yet because she's not finished. We didn't want to fill her with heavy stuff and have her fly all the way here carrying all that weight. So she flew over, you know, traveling light, and she'll go back home traveling light when she goes too. She's adorable. She's a little friend. Yeah. My chickens are doing fine, talking to chickens. They really are. They're happy to be out in the grass in the spring and the lovely weather. This really is, it's been a couple of weeks now where it's been really quite nice for the most part. Blue skies and just feeling a little bit warmer, which we all really enjoy. So what else do I have for you? Lopi. Lopi have increased their prices, and as of June 1st, we will have to increase our prices too. So currently, Let Lopi is $5.50 a ball. That's going up to $5.75. And Plota Lopi is currently $9.75 a plate, and that will go up to $10. So we're just passing through that, unfortunately. So if you are in the market for Let Lopi, I would recommend you order that up now before June 1st, and that way you get the old prices. So I just wanted to give you the heads up on that. I have some more books to show you. Brand new to the Woolly Thistle is this wonderful book by Clara Parks, Book of Socks. And it's the Yarn Lover's Ultimate Guide to Creating Socks that fit well, feel great, and last a lifetime. So this is definitely a sock aficionado's book. Oh, and there's just so many lovely patterns in here already. So if you're enjoying your sock knitting, this is probably a must-have type of book. where there's patterns and lots of discussion. I don't want to show that because it's all pattern. Yeah, nice photography, nice socks. I'm sure, being Clara Parks, there's lots of discussion about wool and the yarns. Yep, she's talking about twist, 2 plies, 3 plies, coarse spun, true cables, lots of lovely bits to learn about sock yarn and sock knitting. So this is quite a nice big book, and we have that in the shop now. And then a little flight of fancy, we went with Tanis Gray's Harry Potter Knitting Magic. This is the official book of Harry Potter designs. And this is a huge book filled with amazing designs. Oh, I love those socks actually. Look at how good are these. Really nice and very simple. Yeah, so Harry Potter fans, if you haven't seen this, where have you been? But really nice book there. And to go with that, because why not? We have the Star Wars Knitting the Galaxy, also by Tanis. And there's lots of amazing good stuff in there for the Star Wars fan in your home. Blop, beep, beep, blop, 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 beep. There they are, R2-D2. So I thought these would be fun. There's some garments, a nice wrap, something for everybody in here. So wanted to let you know that we just got those in too. Tuku wool, we will have more fingering in stock very soon, definitely by the time you see this. And we got a little bit more of their sock yarn in. We got whatever we could get from them. It's been difficult to they haven't had a lot of stock for us to get. So we're getting what we can. And we have also an order in for their brand new DK, which is going to come in 100 gram skeins and in 14 different colors. Our order is in, and as soon as that's ready to ship, we will have that coming over and we'll get that in the shop for you. Very excited by that. One of Anna Johanna's patterns in Strands of Joy book uses the Tuku DK. So I've been really excited to get that. I also just wanted to give a shout out to our bloggers, our contributing bloggers. They're just fantastic. Rachel from Fair Isle has put in another video, and you can see that on the website, or you can go to our YouTube channel and find it there. It's 6 minutes of pure Shetland or Fair Isle bliss in terms of the lambing that she's doing. But I feel like that video took me through lots of emotions, both elation and just, oh my gosh. And the weather was either really beautiful or really, really terrible. So 6 minutes is absolutely fantastic. It's a wonderful postcard from Fair Isle, and I'm very grateful to Rachel for sharing that with us. And we also have Isla over on the island of Orkney, which is also in the north of Scotland, and she has been writing in and sending us photographs of her typical, you know, running around Orkney and what the weather is like there right now. So we hope to get another one from her next month. And we have Meg of Birlinn Yarns joining the contributing blog list too. So we'll be putting that one together soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Also really important, I want to mention Kelsey P, who works here at the Woolly Thistle. She doesn't work here, she works remotely. And many of you may have talked to her. She's one of our knitting experts, and she's been putting together a lovely blog series of Rauma yarns in texture, engage, and lately color work. So do check those out on our blog because they're very useful and informational, and really, really a nice, quick, easy read as well with good photos. So those are our blogs, and you know, we hope to have many more coming of that. I do enjoy the ones from the islands around Scotland because that gives you a real flavour of life over there in Scotland. Now, I have one other thing I want to show you right now, and I'm just going to reach over. If you watched my recent Instagram live, which we did, well, it'll be a couple of weeks ago now when you see this. Maybe I'll have done another one since then. But anyway, last Tuesday I did an Instagram live where I showed you a new box that we have. And it is from the Border Mill. So this is our first time with any Border Mill yarns. The Border Mill is a lovely little mill in the borders of Scotland, and they have this beautiful box of 50 colors of 10-gram little cakes. It's called their North Coast Tweed. It's 100% Shetland wool. It's worsted spun, and all the names are explained and shown on this map, and I just love them because I know a lot of these places, of course, like Stack Polly, which is Juliet's favorite hill, not too big, and there's a path, and I know my sister has climbed up that one several times. Scurry is way up here. I mean, a lot of these are up on here in the northwest of Scotland, and lovely places to go visit. So if you ever want to go to Scotland and you want to visit some really amazing places, this would be a good resource for that. But anyway, back to the yarn. So we have here a wee example of what we get. We 10-gram cake. They've put our logo on the back, which is just very lovely. Made in Scotland, 100% Shetland wool, 36 meters in a 10-gram little cake. This little pink one here is Rosa Canina, and this one here is Red Point. And there is a color card included as well, which tells you all the colors, but the labels do as well. And this very lovely map. So this is from the Border Mill. If we like it, which we do already, then we will look at getting more of their yarns, because these yarns come in regular size skeins as well. But we thought this box would be just very exciting for many of us. We don't have many of them. It is a limited edition, and we will let you know when these are going on sale. So I wanted to show you that because that's coming very soon. So these will be going on sale today, the day this is going live, which is May 21st. So yeah, the Friday this is going live, you will be able to purchase your own box of beautiful 100% Shetland wool from the Border Mill, which is lovely. Yeah, I think I've shown you everything I have to show you this time, but do remember that we do have our Ravelry group in our Facebook group, and to follow us on Instagram at thewoollythistle with 2 L's in woolly. Join our newsletter, which you can find at thewoollythistle.com. And remember that we do free shipping on orders of $99 or more, free US shipping, that is. Have a look and see what colors you like, and maybe you will be able to get exactly what you want to knit your own star cardi. I think that's a good deal. And I think all that's left to say is if you go out, take your knitting. Bye for now.